Hello everyone, welcome to ScorchYourToys@AnyMoon.com's transformation guide for Bandai's DX YF-21. Today we're going to go from Battroid mode back to GERWALK and ultimately fighter mode. We're going to begin by rocking our hips all the way forward into that position there. There's a little swing bar here, you can see it now, and how it is in the forward position. And now while we're looking at the side of the toy, we're going to reach our hand up here and we're going to kind of pull out and away on that brace, and we could just lift this over now and go ahead and pull that brace out from the back of the toy. Now we're going to shift our intakes down, so put a thumb over here and kind of just push down and back, kind of swing it that way, and you can see this hinge right here is now in the lower position. Now we're just going to go ahead and pull the backpack boosters downward. There you go. Now it might come down further than we need for GERWALK, but we'll fine tune that in a bit. Okay, now we are going to flip open the backpack. Now this bar right here, in theory, will be connected to those top circles. I don't know exactly what they're supposed to be. And what we'd want to do is rock them back if they haven't already come free, so that they do, just like we have there. And then what we want to do is push in so that that is now in line with the upper circles. And I'm going to go ahead and open my wings at this point. And they have a little double hinge, so you want to do it in a way where they will swing open. Let's get them out. There they go. All right, so now you've got your wings open. You can see I am now lining up that inner portion. Oops, don't push that down. And connecting that bar there. And we have these cavity fillers right here that we're going to push back out. And that, as we turn the toy around, is going to line up on this side with where the backpack needs to be. So we'll push that forward now. It will line up with those cavity fillers. All right, now we have a lot to accomplish. Now, turning the toy around, again, just confirming you've got your backpack at the depth of the cavity fillers there. If one of these individual pieces has come up, you can slide them independently. We can, at this point now, bring these little pieces outward to create room for the shoulder in GERWALK mode. And then as we turn the toy around, we really need to make sure those intakes are in their furthest back position for this next step. And you're going to want to bring your legs forward as well. And remember, they have to be in their fully forward position on those pivots. So we got our legs out like this, our intakes all the way back. And then what we want to do is get the centerpiece here into that position. So we've got that back plate now behind that centerpiece. We can line things up and kind of press down. And then this piece right here is the lock that comes back and goes into position, and you should hear it click to know everything's locked together. Now we need to bring the nose of the craft up, so we're just gonna put a finger in there, pull that up, and then you can see there's these two hooks underneath that we press flat, and then we bring the head all the way up and connect it like so. Now for GERWALK mode, you probably don't want the legs fully out like they were in Battroid mode, so you can angle the hips back at this point, and then at the knee, bend forward, and then you'll get more of a natural GERWALK stance that way. Okay, now we need to take care of our pilot figure. So what we're gonna do there is open the canopy and pull forward to remove the Battroid specific one. That also exposes our pilot figure. And we're just going to pick up his seat, grab your pry tool, and then pull up the cluster there, the control cluster, and then put your seat in the back right there. Pilot goes on or in, and then canopy goes on by just slotting it in, and then press it all down. Congratulations everyone, you've made it to GERWALK mode. You can slip a little finger in if you want and pry out the intake fan covers. And there you go. You'll have some fine tuning potentially to do. The bay doors should look kind of like they're attached on the side, like so. They don't actually attach, you're just rotating them to have that look. And then obviously you want to check again, everything has smooth, is connected, is flush, and none of your wing parts have fallen off as part of this process. If you have, look now, you don't want to lose those. And there you go, it should look like this. Enjoy your toy in this mode. And if you wanted to go to delimiter mode, I do have a separate transformation guide on that, but we're going to continue on to fighter. All right, you're done your boom boom pals in GERWALK and you want to move on to fighter mode. And let's do that by beginning, but pulling back our backpack like so. And then we're going to flip it around so we can look at the underneath area. And what we want to do is we're going to open up this area here like so. Same thing on this side. We're just going to bring those all the way back. That allows us to open up this trapdoor, and then we can push up right here. And then that is going to, if we look on the other side, now you can see this is nice and flush. This one is still recessed. Go ahead and repeat on that side. Back underneath the toy, we're going to just go ahead and grab this section and we're going to lift up on it. Now that was my little fold drive panel, so don't worry about that. We'll install that later. Now that this is in the up position, we need to grab our fork, and this is in your parts bin from your first transformation, and then we're going to slide that in right up in the front here. And just push it all the way in like so. That'll hold everything nice and stable. And then we have these cavity fillers. We are going to, where did those cavity fillers? Right here. I'm going to push those all the way forward now, like so. Now we want to put our foot away. And what I'm going to do is lift all the way out on it, spin it around, pinch it shut like so. And then I'm going to slide back this piece as deep as I can get it to go. I'm going to open up this back cavity here and slide the foot down as far as it can go, and then rotate it into that cavity and just close that door back up. The legs are on a hinge mechanism, and so what we want to do now is move them all the way forward, and now your bay door is going to be kind of in the way as you do this, but get that as far forward as you can, and you can see the thigh moves in behind the intake. Repeat on the other side. Your toy should look like this. We're going to get this panel bay as open as we can, and there's a little sliding. There's a couple different mechanisms there, but what you want is it up and over as much as you could do it. And then we're going to grab a leg. Let's get an arm out of the way here. We are going to bring the leg somewhat straight here. We're going to bring this panel up as much as we can, and then we're going to rotate that leg so that the back is now pointing up. And again, we're as far forward into the intake as we can be at the top, and we're going to bring this down at the knee to try to squeeze it inside like so. And then once it is squeezed inside, we're going to push down on the back of that knee to straighten everything out. And it should be nice and tight like that, and we will repeat on the other side. Now we want to get the arm into position, so what we're going to do there, let's move this panel as far into the center as we can so you can see that arm mechanism. We're going to free up this piece here, which then allows us to pull out a little bit and rotate the entire arm backwards. Once the arm's about here, you can twist the connection point around like so. And then what we can do is rotate the upper arm around on its own. And we're gonna bring it back like so. Now I'm gonna make sure there's enough clearance here. I'm also going to pull back my vertical stabilizer at this point. Okay, so it was in the back position like that. We're gonna open up the hand, kind of rotate it like that. Bring everything down. It should snug right into that cavity right there. And then the arm will fold up and over. Again, you're gonna watch your clearance in the back here, and it should look like that. And if we flip the toy over, you'll see the arm roughly in position. At the front of the wing, we're gonna reach a fingernail in and pry out that piece there, and then we'll slip in this other piece behind it, like so, and that gets you that leading edge of the wing. In this back piece of the toy, there is a cavity filler, and we wanna go ahead and just rotate that shut. Now we have a little bit of needle threading to do to make this side look like that side. The arm position is very important here, so bring your arm back up and as tight up as you can, so it looks nice and flush. The hand needs to be diagonal, wrapped across this part of the leg, like so. And then what we can do is close this door. And if you've got any odd pressure when you try to close this door and it doesn't look like it's lining up properly, stop, you've got something to adjust. Now we're gonna go ahead and close this door here, and it's got a double hinge to it. So you should see everything line up just like so. And if it all pegs in, then you had it all in the right position. If it doesn't, wiggle that arm a little bit, adjust things, and try again. Our last step is to close up the trapdoors. I've already done one of them. I have a little bit of an issue that makes mine somewhat more complicated. I'll walk you through what I have to do. So here we pull out this panel to cover up the middle of the toy. And then we're just supposed to be able to push down and everything should tab in. You can see there's a tab in the front that's kind of going in right next to the shoulder. There's a tab in the front that goes right behind the intakes. And then there's a couple tabs in the back here, which should just tab into position. But my back one here, no matter what, won't do that. So what I have to do is open up this panel again, fish a finger through, and then I can pinch them both together like so. And then I can close that panel back up again, assuming I haven't moved the arm too much in doing that. And then that allows me to close the panels. Congratulations, you're in fighter mode. Still stuck somewhere along the way, check out anymoon.com for a full scan of the instructions. Fine-tuning wise, probably want that gun in some other position. Get your thrust vectoring nozzles just straight. There are these little fins in the front. I imagine they should all be all the way out. If you found this helpful, give me a thumbs up, please. Subscribe also. Thanks for watching, everybody.